our our dear viewers to shed more light about the honorable choice of the Egyptian scientists in the list of the top 2% of the world scientists. We are joined over the phone by higher education expert Dr. Sherine Nabil Naggar from the United States. Dr. Sherine, good afternoon to you.
Good morning to
Good
you,
morning.
dear.
Good morning, Dr. Sherine. Dr. Sherine, the Stanford University of America did select 396 Egyptian scientists to be included in the list of the top 2% of the world scientists. What is the significance of this choice from your opinion?
I just want to remind you of something. This is not something new about for the Egyptian people. Egypt is a geographic position in the center of the Middle East has always given it an edge. It was, introduced to knowledge, and our scholars traveled around the world to spread their knowledge. Egypt was always a hub of education, and it's not something new. I mean, this is embedded in our culture and our upbringing.
Yeah. Yes. Dr. Sherine, the Egyptian scientists are from different universities across the country. So how do you view the development in the higher educational system in Egypt from your point of view as well?
You got to remember that the human capital is one of the most important factors in achieving successful development of the Egyptians and the nation as well. And it's, the indispensable tool in preparing the human capital to play an active role in our nation's development, of course, is education. And I feel like all the universities in Egypt are committed to economical and social development. These universities introduce a lot of technological capabilities approach to how post-secondary education can support our nation goals. Of course, is mandated by our President Sisi and our government.
Yes, Dr. Sherine?
Yes, I'm with you.
Yes, please. Go ahead.
I also feel like today's globalized world needs a diverse talent and creative individuals. That is why the increase in the number of educational institutions will enhance creativity, critical thinking, and problem solving, which one of the top and the most important ability for surviving in today's challenges to the economic development of Egypt.
Yes. Dr. Sherine, how would the state plan to increase the number of universities in Egypt help in enhancing the scientific researching skills to create a new generation of scientists?
The government is actually adopting a great policy of internationalization and reforms to retain more Egyptian students and Egypt becomes an educational hub. President Sisi and the government is pursuing the establishment of international branch campuses and collaboration with academic partnerships with elite universities around the globe. I believe that it offers benefits to our youth. It helps knowledge transfer, international exposure, and tackle the growing local demand for more areas of studies and the need for diverse range of academic disciplines.
Yes. Dr. Sherine, how could establishing new international universities help in exchanging expertise in that field in particular?
Again, it helps the exposure of our youth exposed to more knowledge, reforms, and how the economic and the social development around the world is applied using science. And that we have a lot of demands in our communities and the social development and the emotion and the economic development for all these demands.
Yes. How do you evaluate the e-learning experience in Egypt so far, Dr. Sherine?
I think Egypt is on the right track. E-learning is one of the fastest growing technological fields of education provision. It offers a great flexibility in terms of how, when, and where students can learn. This is particularly relevant when it comes to higher education, since, you know, students in higher education might often need to travel some distance to attend classes. So e-learning is on the right track, and it's very similar to what we're doing here in United States. It achieves capability across the world, and especially, of course, here in the United States.
Yes. Dr. Sherine, would you tell us more about the U.S. experience in this regard, and how do you compare it here, and how we can benefit from this experience in our e-learning experience as well?
The United States mobilized, mobilized e-learning, and it's not new here in the United States. It's been for 10 years due to lower enrollment and the collaboration between universities in different programs.
Yes.
So maybe the collaboration among universities, local universities in Egypt, can produce more programs for the students to more exposure.
Yes. Dr. Sherine, also, we have to mention here that due to the COVID-19 pandemic consequences, we have been depending to a great extent on the e-learning. So what did we learn from this experience, and to what extent this experience did increase the usage of the e-learning in the world and in Egypt as well?
Knowledge has no limitation. Space, is not a problem whatsoever. The student, if they were pursuing knowledge at home, wherever they are, they can log in and, learn anywhere. Location is not an obstacle anymore.
Yes. Dr. Sherine, in your opinion, what are the other means of boosting the educational process in Egypt?
I truly believe that I feel like the government is taking the right steps by doing this institution and the exchange program. It helps. We need to attract highly qualified people to the profession of teaching. And of course, ensuring that the system is able to deliver the best possible education for every student and truly educate, enable, and prepare our youth for the challenges of the future. We also need to boost vocational and technical offering as well.
Yes.
Study the local market needs in Egypt to produce qualified graduates. Boost competitiveness among educational entities and encourage entrepreneurship.
Yes.
It's very important to teach our youth how to learn to turn their innovative ideas to successful business.
Yes.
And of course, put a comprehensive plan to develop educational system that matches the international criteria as well.
Yes, that would bring me about to ask about the importance of the entrepreneurship experience and the entrepreneurial experience, as you have kindly mentioned, and to what extent we should be encouraging our youth and the new or the fresh graduate to be young entrepreneurs, to be innovative, to be competitive, and to face all the challenges that the business domain could let them face.
As I'm following the development in Egypt, and it's very impressive, the government and the president are working very hard to get Egypt among the industrial countries. And we need the capital, we need our youth, and they're the only tools that we have. And to enable them and develop the education and develop their critical thinking and problem solving is very essential. We are very lucky to have that amount of, the number of youth in our country, and to use it to our advantage. It's a great tool. And our students are very innovative, very smart. The Egyptians are well known around the world. So we need to focus on that and grow.
Yes. To what extent we should be training our young students for the business domain? What are the skills that we should be developing in our students in order to be ready for the job markets, Doctor?
I feel that they need to have the proper knowledge and the exposure, and study the market and the demands of our Egyptian market. We have a lot of industry that are growing as we speak, and not only in the big cities, but also around the country. Every city and every village has a unique characteristic that needs special people to serve the local community of these cities and villages.
Yes, indeed. Our Dr. Sherine, Nabil and Naggar from the United States, the higher educational experts, thank you very much for being our guest for today. Always a pleasure to have you with us. Our dear viewers will go to a short break, and after that we'll be back to continue our program for today, so stay tuned.